Hello and welcome to Ginger Prime. My name is Brian, and for returning subscribers, welcome back, you magnificent beasts. You really appreciate you coming and checking out this video. If y'all were hanging out with me on the live stream today, I really appreciate it. Sorry about some of the technical difficulties that we ran into, but that all out of the way. Today we're going to be talking about Outriders and how it's launched, what we're feeling about the game overall, and generally just give my unscripted thoughts. If you guys are new to the channel, note that the green borders that are coffee chats in this case are generally unscripted, so hopefully they have a cohesive destination with the video itself, but if it doesn't, this might not be the kind of content that you like from me. Either way, just kind of that as a heads up, as sometimes I get comments going like, maybe you should write a script, and I agree, and we have we make videos for that as well. But this is just that conversation between me and you. So sit back, buckle up, obviously let me know your thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, we're going to do a little bit something different in this video. In fact, I'm going to kind of also bring myself more into camera for coffee chats to kind of make it a little bit more personal. So let me know what you think about the edit within this style, trying to find that perfect kind of formula here. I like it from time to time, especially when it's not being filmed at like 1 in the morning or bright and early before while I'm having my actual coffee. That's the name of how the series came to be about. But let's dive into, I'm going to focus in on the good, but we're going to obviously have to talk about the issues that not only I and myself continually experience, but obviously others were coming into stream asking if anybody had any of these things fixed. So first and foremost, gameplay. I absolutely love it. What has come from the demo into the live game continues to deliver. What I wasn't expecting and what I was hoping to see actually was delivered on, and it was essentially kind of an ammo scarcity, a reason to pull out your pistols, a reason to kind of try to manage a little bit of tactics earlier on in the game. We'll have to see how this plays out into like World Tier 15, into the expedition system. And at the core of it, we'll have to wait and see how that ultimately works to its favor or what have you. So just note, in the demo, I felt like the ammo was always plentiful. I was like, why are all these ammo crates? I'm never feeling like I'm running out of ammo ever. In this live game, I have definitely felt like the scarcity of ammo to a degree, which has forced me to change up my play style, which is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing that they made us do that. So we'll go from there. So gameplay again has been spot on. I actually if you guys know, I've been playing Devastator, but here I've been playing Trickster. The reason is that I had intended to switch over to PC to be able to play as the Devastator and continue on with my my legendaries, and that didn't happen. Why didn't that happen? It's time to talk a little bit about today's negatives, and I do apologize. These are negatives that are focused right now on day 1. If these negatives are day 2 and day 3 and day 4, no, that's a bigger conversation. But let's start with the perception negative in this case, and that's going to be the fact that this feels like a live service launch, a game that launches with issues, but yet it's continually marketed as a non-live service game. I submit with the always online requirement, even if it's not something that they piecemeal out a game, it still has some of those aspects. So you should expect that going into it. Now, hopefully by the time if you're watching this anytime after April 1st, this section in and of itself, you can just kind of skip past it because hopefully it doesn't apply to you. But at the end of the day, I got kicked out of the game on Xbox 4 times. I tried to play this game on PC, and it just was unplayable, like unplayable. I've updated the drivers, I've troubleshot. I was talking with people in chat, and we were doing some troubleshooting while I was playing on Xbox. So at the core of it, I really had that level of flexibility to jump platform to platform to test. And honestly, I was really on the verge of purchasing the Stadia version just to test it out on that platform too. And that is the biggest weakness of this game overall. No cross save. If I was able to progress and take my characters on one platform, put them on another, do it on a third, like I would be able to really enjoy kind of my time with the game a little bit more from a grinding aspect. So what did I choose to do? Well, that's the reason why I started leveling Trickster on the Xbox, because I already was planning on leveling Devastator on PC, and in my mind it would be kind of frustrating to be like, I have a high-level Devastator on Xbox and I have a low-level Devastator on PC. Like, at the core of it, that ultimately was not something that I was looking for specifically. But, so, here are the issues in summary and in total. PC unplayable currently for me, not necessarily for everybody. The weirdness in delay, like, unfortunately, that's an aspect, but if the PC was running fine, I had to start over, and then I was basically going to have to start over again because PC is where I wanted to play. A couple of life events that had nothing to do with this game. My new PC that I ordered that came in didn't work, so it has to be back, and they're working on it in the shop, so I am unable to actually play on my current PC, so I have to stream it via GeForce Now, Shadow PC, and it's not yet on GeForce Now. So I didn't even have the ability to test it yet today on that. And the demo ran great on Shadow PC, and the demo ran great on GeForce Now. So I've had that ability without any issue. In fact, that's the gameplay that you've seen from me delivered over the last couple of months. And so that is what it is. And so it's just kind of is that. Now, thanks to chat, I mean, we troubleshot everything. We validated the files. We did a lot of work, and that's a negative, right? Instead of playing the game, I'm having to troubleshoot. But it's not all bad news. The game, for when you're playing it, is solid. The questions that we end up having is like, is crossplay having an impact, right? So if you're having these experiences, if you're constantly getting kicked out of the game, you might just disable crossplay for the short term and see if that works for you. So, what's after the demo? How's life after the demo? What does that mean for the game and for the future for my playthrough of it? Well, honestly, I'm really excited to continue playing through it. Now, my weakness here is I'm not going to play this game around my kids. There's no parent filter. There's no violence filter. There's no language filter. And so it's a game that's just for me. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not advocating for them to have made a different game. But just note that does put a limitation on my perspective. Also, just kind of getting started today. I'm not going to play for 24 hours. I'm going to go hang out with my wife. We're going to go on a date. That's going to hopefully be a nice, fun time because my parents are watching the kids. But tomorrow I plan on playing some more and probably try to start rolling out some guides for you guys over the course of the weekend or at least into next week. But I'm sure there'll be other content creators out there for you if you have in-depth questions. I'm just kind of grinding and farming up as much as I can when I can with this game itself. So human factors, limitations, the need for food and sleep is unfortunate for all of us. Sometimes I would like to play rather than the need to sleep. But sometimes, if anybody ever knew me back in the Final Fantasy XI days, would easily know that I fell asleep as the White Mage one night. And you know what? Interestingly enough, people survived. So that's a fun story. That's neither here nor there. Like Final Fantasy XI, Outriders. This is the weirdest crossover channel in the world. Welcome. All right. So the characters immediately hook you. At the core of it, outside of the gameplay, which I really enjoy, outside of the issues that is obviously frustrating, these characters I think are some of the best written and most intriguing characters. People Can Fly, Square Enix here have delivered on this, continually shocking me. And maybe I'm just not playing enough single-player story-driven narrative games, and I'm not. Let's not sit here and beat around the bush. But coming from just the experience, I'm constantly intrigued now. I don't feel like anybody's safe. They are doing some really interesting things with the story, continually kind of putting me on my toes and heels, or whatever that phrase is. And it's that engagement, it's that interaction that I can say that is truly a great experience. It's an experience that if you were sitting here saying, Brian, are you telling me to run out and buy the game today? Well, this is not a review. This is my first impressions of the game. I would say if you got Game Pass, you got nothing to lose. Now it's Game Pass Xbox, so you need an Xbox or a Series X. Now, one thing to note, and I probably should have put this at the front of the video, and I do apologize for anybody who's already bounced down. I was playing this through my Xbox One, X in this case, and Xboxes, his names conventions are just the worst. But I was streaming it through my console companion. So I was playing it, streaming it here, and blasting it out. So there was definitely times of lag. This is not using the xCloud architecture, and Microsoft's inability for me to stream from my Series X is a limiting factor here as well. So I'm kind of in this awkward transitional technology spot. I don't think any of these issues would have been that critical because my new PC actually has a capture card in it. And that capture card would have allowed me to just put it right into the computer and then send that out to all of y'all. And the reason I don't have a capture card on my current PC is because my USBs are failing me. So it's a wonderful technology hotspot, if you will. So that random story aside, plus my Final Fantasy XI story aside, if you got Game Pass, this is definitely a play. If you're on the fence and you've already played the demo, wait for a full review. The story and the characters right now are definitely worth it, but I've seen people say that they've already cleared it in 15 hours. So if you think about a 16-hour game, and if you're only going to play through it once at 15, maybe wait for it to come on sale. Maybe wait for there to be a dip in that price. Now, this is my personal litmus test. This does not mean that you have to take it and apply it and make it your own, but I look at a $1 per hour kind of value of joy. So if I get, if I pay $60 for a game, which I did for this on Steam, I plan to get at least 60 hours of joy out of it. I've gotten already 25 hours plus out of the demo, so I'm going to count that in its favor. So for me, this is a game that's absolutely going to be worth it for my time, presuming that they are also getting the bugs fixed, which from People Can Fly and from Square Enix, they've already been very transparent. They've already been continually keeping this thing up to date. You can go track the issues on the Reddit thread itself. You can let them know of issues that you're having. And yeah, it's unfortunate because everybody wants the game to launch as best as it can. But if you're on the fence, maybe wait to see how it's performing this weekend. I'll try to keep you guys up to date without rolling out like 15 first impressions of a game itself. So I'll try to keep you guys up to date. If it warrants a video, if it warrants that kind of level of discovery, visibility, note that I'll try to keep those relatively short and sweet and to the point for you guys, so I'm not farming y'all for views over the weekend. All right, I love it, but I'm biased, right? Like, I love these kind of games, and I'm really enjoying it. I wish I had more opportunities to play it. I wish it had cross save. That is the biggest miss in my book, because the work and the enjoyment I'm getting on Xbox would be wonderfully translated to any other platform. In fact, I would pick it up on Stadia today and test it out for you today with my characters, but I can't, and that makes that all of a sudden that worth. Am I going to get 120 hours of value? I'm sure I would, but I don't think everybody will. In that case, I think, when you look at it, people might play through it for the story, which is really interesting. I honestly am very intrigued, so I cannot lie about any of that. But that's going to be it. I don't want to sit here and make this video too long. Let me know what you thought of the format. Let me know what you thought of the cuts. Is it cool to see me kind of pop into the video? Is it not? Like, any and all feedback, I'd love to hear it. What you guys are expecting from it. So that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. But this has been Brian for Ginger Prime, and I hope to see you in my next one. But until then, take care. This video is sponsored by me, Ginger Prime. Hopefully you'll check out my podcast channel, Ginger Gaming Radio, which we have lots of guests, lots of great conversations, and even more highlights. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think. Thanks.